All right. Hey guys, happy Wednesday. Thanks for tuning in. My name's Hayley. If I haven't met you yet, we're going to be doing more of like a strong kind of class. So we're going to take it a little slower, but we're going to be holding poses for maybe like 30 seconds, 45 seconds to like a minute, kind of however long we can. So we're going to hold these poses kind of to work on having like a deep focus. So being able to tune into your body, work on some alignment issues, some alignment cueing, to really make your practice purposeful, intentional, moving mindfully throughout the practice. So if that sounds good, when you're ready, we'll head into a child's pose to start out. So you can have your knees wide. It's okay on the low back. If it's not, knees together. Let the belly rest on top of the thighs. You can reach the fingertips out in front. If your shoulders are a little tired, if you want to relax them, you can reach the fingertips to the back of the room. And wherever you're at, let the forehead rest heavy. Take an inhale. Take a soft exhale, arriving to your space, to your body. You made it. Whatever went on before this moment in your day, maybe this week so far, this weekend, this past month, it's been a crazy couple of months. Maybe this is your first time on your mat in a while. So whatever it is that has gotten you right here, right now, is exactly where you are supposed to be. Allow that to sink in. Connecting deeper with your breath, finding deep inhales and deep exhales. When you're ready, plant through the palms, lift your hips up. It's coming into a table pose. So knees will be underneath the hips, wrists underneath the shoulders. Pausing here. A couple rounds of breath. And then tuck the toes, lift your hips downward facing up. Just a couple moments here to cuddle up the feet. I'm not going to hold this pose long right now, but we'll lift the heels, tiptoe the feet all the way to the top of the room. Land your feet about hips width. Hands grab opposite triceps. Sink the knees, soften the knees. Top of the head super heavy here. Sway the body back and forth a couple times just to ease into this pose. Maybe the blood is rushing. Eyes can close. And then find some stillness in your forward fold, Uttanasana. You're shifting the weight to the toes. Low back is soft. Breath is deep. Every exhale, let your belly melt over the tops of the thighs a little bit deeper. About 10 more rounds of breath here. Opening up the posterior chain of your body. So all the way from the neck, the spine, sits bones, backs of the thighs, calves, all the way down to the heels. One more deep inhale. And exhale, you can release the elbows. This time, take your fingers and just sway back and forth, kind of like you're painting a picture. So your fingers, kind of like your paintbrushes, I guess. And then release. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale takes you under your fold. Root to rise slowly, mindfully. Rising up, vertebrae by vertebrae. Top of the head last to rise. Palm face out. Soften the shoulders, Tadasana. Let the blood settle. Play with shifting the weight in the feet. So shifting to the toes, shift to the heels. Maybe shift to the outer edges. Shift to the arches. And then finding your foundation, find some stillness. Hug the heels together. Hug the inner thighs together. Tuck the tailbone. Belly button is in and up. Lengthen through the side body. Soften the shoulders. Tuck the chin slightly. Top of the head reaches to the top of the room. This is your mountain pose. Next inhale, arms rise overhead. Maybe press the hips forward, take a little back bend. Think about bending from your thoracic spine to your upper back. So avoiding collapsing in the low back, so that can cause injuries. So really lift through the low back. Open the heart up, bend through the upper back. Next, exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Once again, rise, fingertips sweep. Exhale, draw your hands to heart. Left foot stays at the top of the mat. Right toes touch back. Draw your heels in, toes out. It's time, interlace the hands behind the low back. Hold the fist down. Think about letting the fist graze the backs of the thighs. Puff the chest to the top of the room. Press the hips forward. On your next exhale, hinge at the waist, at the hips. And then fold into your wide-legged forward fold. Keep the weight shifted to the toes. So hips should be in line with your heels. Let the top of the head hang heavy. You can stay here with the arms as they are, or you can take a different arm variation. Around. Or lightly, I guess. Don't rest your head heavy. Couple more rounds of breath in your wide-legged forward fold. When you're ready, coming back onto your hands. If you are elsewhere, hands come underneath the shoulders. Take an inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, just fold a little deeper. Inhale, lift yourself up. Use your core to get you there. Come up to standing. And then hands will come out to the horizon. Keep the left foot where it is. It might need to wiggle it a little bit. Reach the right, or pivot the right toes to the back of the room. Both legs are long. Shift the hips to the back of the room. Reach the right fingertips as far forward as you can. And then lower into your Trikonasana triangle pose. So right hand comes to your shin. Try avoiding having the hand on the ground. So if you look up, you can see that I'm collapsing. Unless your arms are like super long. Have the hand on a block or lightly on the shin. Want a little bit more core work, you can reach the right fingertips to the front of the room, maybe over to the left side of the room. Holding in your triangle. So in your triangle, I want you to think about peeling the left hip back so that squeezes the inner thighs together, and then reach the right side of your chest over to the left side of the room. Careful not to lock out the right knee. Keep a slight bend. Keep pressing the right shin to the front of the room. 2 more deep rounds of breath. Use your core to lift you up through center. Pivot the right foot to be about parallel with the back of the mat. Left toes pivot to the front of the room. Same thing, other side. Shift the hips back. Arms out to a T. Reach the left fingertips as far forward as you can. And then make your way into your triangle pose. Left hand on right, fingertips rise. Again, either on a block or lightly on your shin. So that elevates the lower side body. So on this side, the left side of the body. Okay, keeping the shoulders stacked. Again, on this side, peel the right hip back. Inner thighs will hug together. Reach the left side of the heart over to the right side of the room. Core is active. If you want a little bit more, left fingertips might lift. Reaching to the right, maybe over to the left, to the front of the room. 3 more rounds of breath here. Use your core to lift you back up. Hands draw to your heart. Shift the weight to the left foot, then step the right foot to meet the left. Inhale, arms sweep overhead. Sink your hips, Utkatasana chair pose. So we're gonna hold steady, hold here, for about 10 rounds of breath. So that might seem like a lot. We're gonna really starting to work on quad strength, posterior chain, so the entire back side of your body, strength of that. So challenge yourself to sit a little bit deeper. Try sitting here. About 8 more rounds of breath. If it's too much on your shoulders, hands can come to your heart. I'm here with you guys. 6 more deep rounds of breath. If it helps, you can close your eyes. Keep the tailbone tucked, belly button is in and up. Inhale here. Exhale, soften the face. 3 more rounds of breath, you got this. Keep the breath long and deep. 2 more inhales. And exhale, sink a little deeper, inhale. This time, exhale, fold. Halfway lift, breath in. Fold. Root to rise, sweep arms overhead. Exhale, hands drop to your heart. Arms rise, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Uttanasana, fold. Halfway lift. Plant your palms, right foot stays, left toes touch back. So left heel stays lifted. Sink into the right knee. So right knee should align over the right ankle if you want to take a look down. Right heel or left heel, try keeping the heel lifted and try keeping it in line with the ball of the left foot. Sink into the hips. Next inhale, legs are strong, reach the fingertips overhead. Taking a couple subtle alignments here. So we're going to be here for a little bit. Hands might come to the hips. Hips are squared, so left hip forward, right hip back. Notice how it feels if you draw right hip forward, left hip back. Take that subtle adjustment. When you're ready, fingertips can drive to the top of the room. Hips sink down. Driving through your back heel. Reach through your fingertips. Engage your low belly and sink the hips a little lower. A couple more rounds of breath here. Three more breaths. So it starts to get a little bit challenging. I'm starting to shake a little bit. It becomes a lot in our quads. One more deep breath in. Exhale, plant the hands to frame the front foot. Step the left foot forward, take a fold. Halfway lift, breath in. Exhale, fold. Plant the hands, step the right toes back. High lunge on this side, so right heel stays lifted. Strong legs. Use your core to lift you up, high lunge. Again, square off the hips. Drive through the back heel. Left knee aligns over the left ankle. Keep squeezing your inner thighs together, finding that stability. If you feel like you're losing, come back to this moment. 3 more rounds of breath in. 3 more rounds of breath out. 2 more. Sink a little deeper. Breath in. Exhale, sweep the arms down. Step the right foot knee to the left. Take a fold forward. Pada Hastasana, gorilla pose, palm face up. Step the feet on top of the hands. Knees take a pretty generous bend here. Top of the head heavy. You can stay here, maybe add in some movements of the legs, wiggles of the feet. And then finding stillness. Really feel that stretch along your shoulder blades. Releasing one head at a time. Halfway lift, breath in. Exhale, fold. Arms sweep overhead. Exhale, Anjali, move your hands to heart. Reach your fingertips up. Then exhale, take a fold. Halfway lift. Right foot stays, left toes touch back. This time, land the left heel. So we're taking warrior one stance. Right knee aligns over the ankle. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. So you're in heel to heel alignment. I think I just said that. Sorry if I just repeated myself. Arms can reach overhead. Sink a little deeper. Tuck the tailbone, pull the belly button in. Activate the low belly. You can stay here, maybe interlace the hands, take steeple mudra, pointer finger and thumb released. All other fingers interlaced. Gaze can shift up to the top of the room. Maybe take a little baby back bend. Again, bending from the upper back. Challenging your balance here. Keep breathing. Feel the length all the way from the left heel, up the back of the left leg, up to the left glute, all the way up the spine, through the fingers. When you're ready, draw the hands to your heart. Plant the hands. Step the left foot forward. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Arms rise overhead. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale to rise. Exhale to fold. Halfway lift. Plant your palms, step the left foot, or step the right foot back, sorry. Heel to heel alignment again. Inhale, reach up through the fingertips. Sink into the front knee. Tuck the tailbone. Soften through your shoulders. Again, a couple options here. Interlace the fingers again, the opposite way, taking steeple mudra. Gaze can shift to the hands. Take a little baby back bend here. Feel the energy through the heel, up the leg, through the fingertips. 3 more breaths here. Next exhale, lower the hands. Step the right foot forward. Take a fold. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Sweep your arms up and out. Hands to heart. Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Take a fold. Halfway lift. Pyramid pose, so right toe stay. Again, warrior one stance. About 2 to 3 feet back. Draw the left hip forward, right hip back, squaring the hips. Actually, I want to have the fingertips rise overhead. This is going to make it easier to get into this pose. So hands to hips. Left hip forward, right hip back. And then hinging at your hips, when you're ready, body melts over the shin. Holding here. Roll the right hip back. Option to close the eyes. Set an internal drishti. So internal focal point. This time, plant through the left hand. Right hand comes to your hip. Roll the right shoulder down the spine. And then maybe lift the right fingertips to the top of the room. Left side of the chest is reaching over to the right side of the room. Taking your revolved triangle pose. Only here for about 5 rounds of breath. If breath is compromised, backing out of the pose. Breath is most important. When you're ready, draw the hands to your heart. Weight shifts to the front foot. Warrior three pose. Lift off the left toes. Your left or your right glute might be burning. Mine is. Just sticking with this. You're almost done with this side. Keep the heart lifted, the heart broad. Lift up through the right hip, lower through the left. 2 more rounds of breath here. Stay flexed through the left foot. Step the left foot to meet the right. Inhale, arms rise overhead. Exhale, hands to heart. Sweep the arms up. And then fold forward. Halfway lift. Plant your palms. Step the right toes back. Pyramid pose. Use your core to lift the fingertips overhead. And then draw your hands to your hips. Left hip forward, right hip back to square. And then once the hips are squared, squeeze the inner thighs together for stability. Arms can rise back overhead, biceps next to the ears. Hinge at the hips, post, or energetically reach through the right heel, all the way through the back of the body, through the fingertips. And then fold, melt the chest over the left shin. Keep peeling the left hip back, right hip forward. So here I want you to visually think about your hip points. So the fronts of your hips roll down. So you'll take an anterior tilt of your pelvis. So your sits bones will reach up to the top of the room. Notice how that visually helps come into alignment of the low body and increases the stretch on the back of the left leg. Fold a little deeper. Keep reaching the sits bones to the top of the room. Plant through the right hand. Left hand to your left hip. Roll the left shoulder down the back. Reach the left fingertips to the top of the room. Revolve triangle pose. Stay long through both of the legs. Stay lifted through both sides of the body. Reach the right side of the chest over to the left. This pose is super challenging, but you can do it. 2 more breaths. And after your last round, draw the hands to your heart. Weight shifts to the left foot so that the right toes will lift off. Warrior three pose. Keep a soft bend in the left knee. Stay flexed through the right foot. Chest is elevated. Lift up through the left hip, lower through the right. Hips are squared. Holding here. And step the right foot next to the left. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale to take a fold. Halfway lift. And then fold. Arms will rise back overhead. Exhale, hands to heart. Couple half sun salutations here. Reach. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Fold. Back up. Hands to heart. Arms rise. Exhale, fold. This time, halfway lift. Plant the hands. Right foot stays, left foot steps back. This time, land in your heel to arch alignment. Back foot should be parallel with the shorter edge of your mat. Use the core to lift you up. Reach the fingertips out to the horizon. Sink into the front knee. And then sink into the front knee. So all these changes, all these little adjustments are subtle. They should be subtle. So no abrupt movements. So you're mindfully adjusting to fit the needs of your body. Gaze over the front fingers. Shoulders align over the hips. Sink a little deeper. Warrior 2 is tough. Tough in the front leg. Tough in the mind. Holding here. Stay strong. Legs are on fire. Legs are strong. Keep hugging the inner thighs together. If it's ever too much on the shoulders, hands can come to heart. 5 more deep breaths in and out. 4 more. Next inhale, release the front leg. Just tilt the body back. Take a little reverse triangle. And then arms come back out to the horizon. Sink back into the front knee. Reach as far forward as you can. And then we'll move into our side angle pose. So taking whatever variation works best. If you want to take this a little bit more intensely, a little bit more for the core, you can keep one arm lifted, maybe both arms lifted. Holding in your side angle pose. Try avoiding collapsing the weight on the thigh or on the right hand. Elevate it and long through the right side of the body. Energy is shifting from the left heel all the way out through the top of the head. Plant the hands to frame the front foot. Step the left foot forward. Take a fold. Halfway lift. And fold. Reach the arms overhead. Exhale, hands to heart. Fingertips rise. Exhale, take a fold. Halfway lift. Step the right toes back. Heel to arch alignment. Land the back foot parallel with the shorter edge of the mat. Use the core to lift you up. Warrior 2 pose. Move in and out of the front leg just to feel into it. Taking these subtle movements. Listening to your body. When you're ready, hanging out in your Warrior 2 pose. Arms reach in opposite directions. Shift the gaze over the front fingers. Think about externally rotating your inner thighs. Press the knife edge side of the right foot down into the ground. Again, if it's too much on the shoulders, hands can come to heart. Sink a little deeper. Staying mindful, staying with a steady breath. Next, inhale, lengthen the front leg, reverse triangle just to release. And then come back to the horizon. Bend back through the left knee, reach the left fingertips as far forward as you can. Side angle pose for about 10 rounds of breath here. Maybe this variation is a little different on this side than the other. Keep squeezing the inner thighs together, avoiding sticking your booty out. Stay rooted through both feet, all four corners of both feet. Press the left knee over to the left side. Again, stay elevated through the left side of the body. Plant the hands to frame the front foot. Step the right foot to meet the left. Fold. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Sweep the fingertips overhead. And then hands to heart. Arms will rise. And then you'll fold. Halfway lift. Plant your hands. Step yourself back to your downward facing dog. This is where we're going to hold our down dog for a little bit longer than we normally do. Once you arrive, plant the hands about shoulders width. Feet should be about hips width. Press into the palms, into the inside of the hand. Press the forearms forward, and then also squeeze the forearms together, activating the shoulders, triceps, biceps. Soften through the shoulders here. Let the head hang heavy. Again, take a tilt of the pelvis so that your sits bones reach to the top of the room. And your heels drop down to the ground, finding that length along the back side of your body. Pull your belly button in and up. You should feel super active here. All body parts are working, all muscle groups. Staying with the breath. When you're ready, on your next breath in, you'll roll forward to your high plank. You're going to hold high plank for about a minute. So getting comfortable here. Press into your palms, into your fingertips. So fingertips should be super wide here. Keep the chin a little lifted, chest is open. Lengthen through the top of the head all the way out through the heels. Body is long. Feeling all your muscles activate here. Wrap your triceps forward, or triceps back. Eyelids of the elbows should be pointing forward, so that when I say wrap your triceps, that means press your biceps forward. Keep the belly, the core active. Hips should be in line with the shoulders. Holding here for about 10 more rounds of breath. Working super hard here. Plank is not an easy pose, especially if in flow classes like I normally teach, you're moving in and out of them. But actually holding them is super challenging. So just building that strength here in the shoulders, in the belly, and the quads. 2 more rounds of breath here. Next, inhale, shift the weight forward, and then lower all the way down onto the belly. Untuck the toes. Let the arms lengthen back. Let one cheek rest on the mat. Just finding a moment here of calm, of peace. Back to your breath. When you're ready, drawing the forearms out in front of you, coming into Sphinx pose. So forearms should be parallel with one another. Press into the tops of the feet so that turns on the quads, that lifts the kneecaps. Pull the chest out and press into your hands. Draw the elbows and hips together. Soften through the shoulders. Keep the top of the head energetically lifting. Active pose here. When you're ready, make your way into your seal pose. Walk the hands out about a handprint, out at diagonal. Press into the hands. Lift the elbows. Keep the chin just slightly tucked here. This is too much on the low back, either widening the stance or lowering back into your Sphinx pose. Steady breath here is, if breath is becoming a little bit too rushed or quick, backing out of the pose. Keep the belly button lifted. Lowering the elbows back down. Let one hand rest on top of the other. Rest your forehead on top of the hands. Let your heels fall out. It's taking a moment here to decompress the spine. And then slowly peeling the chest up. Reach the fingertips to the back of the room, palm face up. Locust Shalabhasana. Next, inhale, lift the chest, lift the head. Thighs and toes lift. Palms will lift off the ground. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Entire back side of your body is working here. Femurs are elevated. Lift the belly up towards the spine. Holding here for 8 more rounds of breath. Keep the chin slightly tucked to keep the spine long, neck long. 6 more rounds of breath. Close the eyes. Stay activated. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Twice more inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, lowering down, hands on top of hands. Wiggle the hips side to side, release the low back. Bend the knees, take a windshield wiper of the knees side to side. And then press your hands next to your ribs. Press yourself back, child's pose. When you're ready, coming to sit on the heels. And then shift the weight off to one side. Plant the feet. Plant the hands behind the hips on your next inhale. Hips will lift to the height of your knees. Glutes are activated to lift you higher, drive the heels into the ground, reverse tabletop. Keep pressing the hands and feet into the earth. Keep driving the hips up higher. 3 more rounds of breath here. You're not here forever. 1 more inhale. And then lower the hips down. Lengthen the legs out in front of you. Paschimottanasana, forward fold. Sweep the arms overhead. Hinge at your hips. Reach from your sits bones out through the fingertips. Take a fold forward. Draw the forehead to the knees. Coming back upright. This time, draw the heels, draw the feet together. You might want to lift the hips to draw them closer to the heels. Couple options. You can keep the hands behind the hips. Keep the heart elevated. Keep it lifted. Stay here. Or you might even reach the arms overhead. Maybe take another forward fold. Maybe crawl the fingertips to the front of the room. Draw the forehead to the toes if you're taking that variation. And slowly lift yourself back up. Land through the feet. This time, cross the right ankle over the left, coming into a figure 4 pose. Flex through the right toes. You can rock the knees side to side. That might open the hips a little bit more. Walk the left heel in closer to get more of a stretch in the right outer hip. Close the eyes here. Soften through the face. Start letting the breath go. Not a ton of more effort to give. Just a couple more restorative poses to close out practice. And then plant through the right foot, windshield wiper the legs back and forth. And then cross the left ankle over the right thigh. Take your figure 4. Walk the right heel closer for more intensity in the left outer hip. Flex through the left foot to protect the left knee joint. Close the eyes, turn inwards. And then let the left leg come back to meet the right. Take a couple windshield wipers side to side. Reach the fingertips forward, tuck the chin, and then lower down all the way onto your back. Take a happy baby pose. Knees drive into the armpits. Hands can grab behind the knees. ankles, outside edges of the feet. Keep drawing the knees closer and reaching sits bones to the front of the room to elongate your back, your spine. Rock side to side. Massage out your organs. Make it slow. Maybe lengthen one or both legs. Hug the knees into your chest, and then lengthen the heels to the top of the room. So coming into a waterfall pose. Hands can rest alongside body. Either stay here or you can move into plow pose if that's a part of your practice. Palms press into the ground to hike the hips up high, and toes will come behind the head. If you have any neck injuries, do not take this pose. Super intense. If you feel any ouchy sensations along the back, along the neck, come out of this pose as soon as you can. Maybe knees rest next to the ears if you're in plow, maybe toenails graze the ground. Slowly lower down vertebrae by vertebrae. And then release the heels of the feet together, knees wide. One hand on the belly, one hand on the heart. Let the hands soften these body parts. No more effort. Just stillness and softness. Nowhere to go. Every exhale, think about the knees pressing down deeper, opening up your inner thighs. Drop the shoulders. Taking your Supta Baddha Konasana here. And either stay here for your final resting pose. You're intuitively moving yourself into your traditional Shavasana. Whenever you're ready, finding the body heavy on the ground. No more rhythm to the breath. Thoughts are coming and going. Not labeling anything as good or bad. Everything, emotions, thoughts, experiences are just what they are. Stay here for as long as you can to reap the benefits of this practice. And then intuitively guiding yourself out to enjoy the rest of your evening. Namaste.